Y'all already know what's going on. Monday Night Raw post show with the Salt Shakers. And tonight we are here to talk about Monday Night Raw, but we also have Money in the Bank predictions.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Is right, Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. First and foremost, I am Nikki Bougie, and I'm wearing a Charlotte Flair shirt because I won't be here Friday when Charlotte becomes the 15-time WWE Women's Champion. But hey, okay? I'm not alone. Dreon Santana, the EIC of WWT, is here. And we are the Salt Shakers. We're here to discuss everything that happened tonight on Monday Night Raw. We're going to run through it really quickly, and then we're going to get into the predictions. What were you... girl, you had so much going on tonight. That's awful.
It's... I mean, it was just all around Monday Night Raw. And, so it was a lot to really try to take in.
Yeah.
Because I'm stressed now. I'm gonna be stressed tomorrow. I'm gonna be stressed Friday.
Girl,
I'm gonna be stressed Saturday.
What you stressed about tomorrow? You think it's a layup?
Girl, that is
breeze. Anyway, shout out to Stephanie Hardy, the owner, creator, and founder of Hardy Wrestling Podcast, and one of our hosts and writers here at Women's Wrestling Talk. So, Stephanie, thank you for coming in. I had peeked in on WoW earlier. What's up, Jeffrey? I saw your comment the other night, on AEW about us, so we appreciate the support. He was like, me and Santana really, we keep it going on the post show, like we always, yeah.
Now I ain't holding no hands, but
I have fun with that. I'm there for one thing and one thing only. I don't think Asuka's gonna lose, but I didn't think. Let me tell you something. I didn't think Asuka would lose the SmackDown leading up to WrestleMania, and she did to Charlotte Flair. So yeah. And like our girl said, make sure you hit that like. For all of our audio listeners, thank you for tuning in too. Wherever you listen to your podcast, thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing as well. We are on YouTube Live right now. We're also on Facebook Live, and we're on Twitch. So check us out. And then we did some live tweeting tonight for the show. So make sure you check that out. Are you ready?
No. I have no choice.
I said, are you ready?
I'm gonna have to get that clip. I'm gonna start using it for Monday Night Raw.
Right? Good opener. Now how did I get here?
Wow, why?
Jesus. Anyway, kicking us off tonight, it was actually Rhea and Dominic, but it seemed like Cody Rhodes was not really trying to hear what either one of them were saying. He shortly interrupted Rhea as she made her proclaim as honestly the strongest champion in the business and ensuring that Dominic is just as good. Now, I don't know how y'all feel, but let's just be honest. What's up, Dwayne in the building? Lord, I know what's coming next. The hashtags. And then they kind of square off. And like, okay, I know we're getting Dom versus Cody Rhodes, but let's be honest. We really want Cody Rhodes versus Rhea. Literally.
It just makes sense.
What's the problem? And then, of course, towards the end of that, Rhea and Dominic are disgusted. They don't give a damn what Cody Rhodes has to say. Because Cody Rhodes isn't champion. Sucks to say, but he's not. Rhea, leader of the pack, one of the most dominating factions in professional wrestling and sports entertainment. She's a champion. I don't know. Cody might be a little jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. But
jealous of Rhea being champion?
If you look at Rhea right now, like Cody is a star, obviously, but what does he have to fall on? He doesn't have anything but a unfinished story and a legacy, which a legacy is a lot. And I like Cody. So this isn't a diss to Cody. But look at Rhea. If you notice, Cody has really been coming at Rhea lately. And obviously she is the breadwinner, the pant holder, the pant wearer in the relationship. Rhea's the champion. Rhea's like, she's at the top of the mountain. So maybe there's a unconscious jealousy from Cody Rhodes. Just a little bit.
I don't know if it's jealousy. I just think of the fact that Rhea seems to be more of the man in every aspect. And so if you continue to step up for your man,
right,
then maybe you need to get knocked down like your man should too. Because every chance you get, you interfere. You're speaking for Dominic. Thank you. You're speaking for Dominic. In any capacity, Dominic doesn't even get a chance to, like speak for himself, or if he does a little cheap shot shit. But I doubt that. But give us Rhea and Cody for the women's world championship,
please. Speaking of matches, we did have the first match of the night, Shinsuke versus Ricochet. Ricochet getting the victory, but they also had to worry about Bronson Reed, who was out and doing his thing and obviously interfered with whoever was going to win. But Ricochet did get the victory after all and gained some really good momentum going into Money in the Bank. Yeah. We heard briefly from Riddle as well. He seems to he seems to be a little just uneasy still with everything going on. But we'll talk about him a little later in the night because after his interview, he was left kind of hanging. Like Gunther was just like, dude.
He been bullied the hell out of.
It's nasty.
Out of Riddle, honey.
Nasty. Of course, this is women's wrestling talk, so we have to get to some women's action. Second match of the night. One half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Ronda Rousey. Of course, taking on the former champion, Raquel Rodriguez. After their incident that happened last Friday night on SmackDown, Raquel comes to the ring, confronts Ronda and Shayna, and surprise to some, not really to many, because she really wasn't out that long. Liv Morgan returns, and of course, we'll get into this a little more, but they do have a tag team match against Raquel and Liv this Saturday, and we'll get our predictions here shortly. No surprise, though. I knew they weren't going to make Ronda look weak. They only do that on the grand stage, which is WrestleMania. So, it's not WrestleMania. Shayna and Ronda looking strong. Now, what was funny about this is that Raquel was trying to get the momentum while Shayna was trying to interfere in the match. Liv takes the moment from everyone, jumps off the damn stairs like a cradle, like she's waiting on Shayna to cradle her. She jumps in Shayna's arms, and in a sense, unintentionally and even indirectly, she cost Raquel the win. In a sense, because Raquel was worried about her tag team partner. Ronda folded Raquel and she tapped, and that was it.
Now, Raquel, you can't catch a break. First Becky basically cost you your opportunity to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and now Liv Morgan, who returns, cost you your match tonight because you're so worried about her. See what happens when you worry about other people?
That's true. But yeah, they walk away. I mean, they're champs, of course. They could lose. I don't think they will. I think they'll hold until WrestleMania. I think once you put a belt on Ronda, we kind of know it's going to be lengthy. And this is really good. I know a lot of people don't want to agree, but I do think that Shayna and Ronda, these championships are rightfully in the right place. Now, that doesn't diminish Liv and Raquel because they were good champions, truly. Would love to see Chelsea and Sonya get their shot, but we didn't see them tonight. So, we might see them interfere in Money in the Bank, possibly, but there will be a tag team match we'll get into a little later. We also heard from Finn, him really protesting that, you want me to beat you Seth, the guy that I was years ago, that man is dead. Blah blah blah. Right. And what? Don't be that confident, Nikki. Remember, Ronda and Shayna have to defend those NXT titles. I mean, those titles in NXT.
I don't think they'll lose those titles in NXT. I don't think they don't really have in NXT. They're really starting to rebuild their NXT tag team division after losing basically 3 tag teams. You had, of course, Indy and Candice, who I still consider to be a tag. You had the Party Bus bitches, is what I like to call Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, and then you had Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. You know what I'm saying? So, those are 3 tag teams that were really doing some things down in NXT that are on the main roster now. So, NXT basically have to rebuild that women's tag team division. And they may be doing some stuff on Level Up. They may be doing some at these live shows. But they're going to have to build up some more tag teams down there so that when Ronda and Shayna do decide they want to pop up, they'll have some competition.
If that's even a rule. Because let's just be honest. Once they're already unified, correct?
Yeah.
They could get new championships. They might be defending in NXT. But here's the thing. They might just have teams come up in NXT on the main roster on a Sunday on a SmackDown or on a Raw and just do it that way. It doesn't necessarily, we don't know how it's going to work because everyone said they were doing a title swap for Asuka and Rhea and then got new championships. Everyone's been getting new championships. Ronda's holding a title right now. I'm sure she's going to get a new championship alongside Shayna. Yeah. So, yeah. And then we saw, really the package between Finn and Seth. Obviously, like Joseph said, Finn is not forgotten, but he said he's dead. So I'm like, girl, which one is it? Like, pick and choose. Finn, you either crazy, dead, alive. Girl, I'm so sick of it.
He's all the above. He's going through a tough time.
Get your mind together because Finn, you wearing me thin, girl. I was trying to really be on your side with this, but girl, you are a lunatic. You really have to figure it out. And when you're going up against someone who is like a Seth Rollins, there's a possibility that you definitely will win. Like you will win because of your hunger. But let me tell you something. Girl, Seth is not scared of no mental illness, no crazy about, no, oh my God, I'm dead, I'm alive, I'm dead, I'm alive. Like, your head is not in the game. And Seth freaking Rollins' head is always in the game. You really got to get your head in the game, boy.
I think he'll be perfectly fine though. Like honestly, truly, I think this is all like what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when it comes to Saturday, and of course I know we'll get to the predictions, but I mean, I don't know if Seth will hold his title that damn long, honey.
He might not. Who knows? But speaking of Seth Rollins, we of course had to hear from Seth Rollins tonight, our World Heavyweight Champion, looking damper as ever. Love this suit. Looks amazing. I do agree, though, Jeffrey, this match is going to be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be amazing. And then, of course, we see Carmelo Hayes. Lord, girl, what did you think about this? Don't be too long-winded, girl, because we...
What you mean? First of all, don't what you mean to be long-winded? Because if this was Trey up here, you'll be taking your sweet time.
That's not company.
It doesn't matter. But...
No, I wouldn't. I would just...
Right. Yeah. Okay. But... It was nice seeing Melo here, of course. I knew that he was going to be here on Monday Night Raw. So I'm happy to see Melo on here and everything. Was not expecting him to have a match, but it's nice to see him. I mean, how you not?
Yeah. After his after the encounter that we saw with Seth and Finn came out and attacked Seth. It was funny because Melo got involved. And in my opinion, Melo, you've said you've had interest in the World Heavyweight Championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you helping Seth? And why aren't you just letting them have their debacle? Why are you getting involved in what Finn and Seth? Because Finn hasn't done anything to Melo. So really and truly, Melo kind of interfered in what was going on with Seth and Finn. So I'm curious, is this going to be, was his match with Finn just a one-off? Or is there more involvement? Is there more build? Because when he snatched that chair, I'm sitting there like, hold on now, like, let them have like this. Come on now, like street code, like let them. What you jumping in for? That was. I thought he was gonna get hit. Now, if he would have got hit, it would have been different. But you, girl, you Mello, you messing up the entertainment.
I mean, he just stopped. All he did was he just stopped. What transpired? I mean, of course, we know that Finn was down on NXT. You know what I'm saying? Their whole situation that happened. He came out there to assist Finn, well, basically assist Seth with what Finn did to Seth last week. So it's really just an ongoing thing that who the hell knows if Finn brings his ass down there to interfere in Mello's match with Baron tomorrow. So it could be a continuation of a lot of different things happening, and so it's just like it's just like a revolving door, basically.
I would take this, but Trick wasn't here.
Trick was not here, so
I would take that, but Trick wasn't here. So.
He wasn't, and it was nice to kind of see Mello be there by himself
with Trick.
I'll take what I'm saying, which we really don't see that much.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
an extremely babyface move, and it makes me wonder, like, when Mello gets caught up, what are they gonna do? Like, he's so over with the crowd that they can't make him a heel. Like, they could, but. Then
he would probably be like a tweener or something, like a baby face that, still gives you that heel type of vibe, like especially when he cut his promos too. So,
yeah. He doesn't need, like, Trick needs to go on. He's so fucking annoying. Like, he is so annoying. I'm going to be very honest. Trick diminished the reign of Mello in certain points by always the same way the bloodline did with Roman. Trick, I'm glad that they've moved away and let Mello look like a real champion and actually like he can defend and not have some goofy ass fool helping him win. That is the only thing that used to, like, Trick needs to be like
we basically have seen a lot of that on NXT where, like, Trick could have his matches or whatever, and Carmelo where it's like not out there or whatever. And now it's trying to be vice versa. Like, I don't mind them being in like interactions with each other. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to the matches, especially with Melo defending his title in most of the cases, I don't feel like Trick needs to be interfering in any type of way.
Yeah. And then, of course, this led to the match between Finn and Mello that we'll get into later. There was supposed to be a match between Tommaso and, I'm glad they gave him his name back too.
Yeah.
Tommaso and The Miz, but that did not happen. When Tommaso came out, Miz attacked him immediately, and he didn't give a damn. He really pulled a Rhea this week, which is nuts. On someone like Tommaso, because Tommaso literally had just said, I'm not that, following someone around kind of guy. I'm not the guy that's wearing all these bright colors. He literally had just said that. And then for him to get attacked by The Miz, and The Miz looks so strong, is so weird to me, because this did nothing. I mean, you could say that, but everyone who attacks someone isn't scared. Like, just because you attack someone doesn't mean you're scared. It means that you're being smart about eliminating you're being you don't have fear. It doesn't matter if you attack them from behind. That's not fear. You're being strategic. We're about to have a match.
Bitch, I'm gonna take you out.
I'm finna take you out.
I don't care if you break, like what they're doing 2K. Do you want to break the advantage? The same thing.
Break in. Break out.
Literally, break out. Just break out.
Break out every time. Every time.
Break out of bed and start clocking the ass inside the back of
the head. Get up. I haven't been on my game in forever either.
Well, I definitely have not. But
Dominic also had a match. He had a surprise opponent, which ended up being Akira Tozawa, which they actually didn't have a bad match at all. Two really good match wrestlers. Not super long either, but lengthy for Akira. I think. Now, yes, we wanted someone else. Maybe some of us did. But Akira does do a great job when he's put in front of the forefront. And the one thing that I love is that he always delivers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's really been a bad match with him, to be honest. I know he's not going to get that type of recognition, but it would be nice to see him at least get about with the Intercontinental Championship or just something. They could play it into a feud. You never know.
But he's really good, no lie.
He really is. Good. He can go. He can really go. But he has a lot of respect in the wrestling community too. So I think he's pretty good. Dominic wins, of course. Rhea Ripley showing out for her man. But this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. Bayley, Zelina, Becky, Zoey, who we have an interview out with her, included with our CEO, TK Trinidad, and your very own Dreon Santana. We have Bayley and Trish as well. All of these women qualified for the Money in the Bank match this Saturday, and they all had a summit in the ring. Very interesting. After Bayley decided to kind of kick Corey Graves to the curb, Bayley made a very interesting comment and said that she has the highest chances because she's the only one that's ever really won the Money in the Bank. And of course, she did. You said what?
And successfully cashed in too.
Yeah, she did. We haven't had an unsuccessful women's cash in yet. So Bayley followed that track, cashing in on Charlotte after Charlotte beat Becky for the, I had to throw that in, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Bayley cheated in that match because the rules are you have to be on your feet. Charlotte was never on her feet, but that's okay because they turned Bayley heel. So it was all a plot. Yeah. Bayley ended up losing that title, though. Let's not forget. And then she ended up winning it again, if I'm not mistaken.
She did. And then she become the longest reigning
SmackDown. She's the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion of history. That will never be taken away from her, which is absolutely astonishing because
cold, boy.
Like, she was not.
She was done.
You want to talk about people say Charlotte doesn't sell.
She was not done.
She was stunned, literally. But then Bayley, gives her props to Iyo and is like, "Oh, you have a good chance too." Zelina's not trying to hear all that fake ass shit. She calls out Damage Control. She's tired of Damage Control, but then she tries to show respect to Becky and says that she has respect for her, but then she kind of disses her and says, well, you've never won Money in the Bank either. Mm-hmm. She calls Zoey a groupie, which I thought was hilarious, and says Trish is a legend that's never been in a ladder match. I just want to say, Zelina, whatever you're eating tomorrow, your lunch, Cash App, drop it. I'll send it to you. Thank you, because I've been waiting on someone to disrespect Trish in the right manner. Becky, I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you don't want to, you just want to put your hands on people. It's not always about that. Zelina read that girl Zelina read everybody really for their rights. Mm-hmm. And I really hope that people really were able to understand how great Zelina really is on the mic. Like
Zelina always been like confident. Zelina is one of the women who is like on the mic, like never disappoints. Like
never.
You can give that woman can talk shit to a damn broomstick. And she'll read that bitch to sweat.
Like, we didn't forget. We were talking about the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Like, we know Bianca's the longest reigning women's champion.
And Charlotte was the first.
Yeah, so we know that. But as far as like the SmackDown Women's Champion wise, that's what we're talking about. But Zelina, like I think she's one of the best like women on the mic per se. Like it doesn't matter what it is. I always go back to that shit with her and Drew. During the pandemic, that shit never like her and Drew. I want a feud between them so bad, but yeah, like Zelina, she's absolutely
okay. This is a stretch. I mean, she played her part, but she didn't make him.
I don't think she like
Andrade was.
I think what she did was she added to what he already had. So she added more value
to the foundation
what he already had. Like
because Andrade was one of the best wrestlers in NXT.
Before he had somebody to speak for him, Zelina was
the missing component.
She was a great match for him. And it just worked with both of them together, to be honest. And I like honestly, truly, if the universe somehow works, I would love to see them back in there together. Yeah, that video always makes me laugh, honestly. But yeah, like Zelina, she's absolutely,
people, black and gold people cared about Andrade, period. Like, period. People tend to forget on how over he really was. Zelina added to his mixture. The man's wrestling ability was on the same as like a Seth Rollins, a Kevin Owens. Like, he doesn't get talked about because honestly, people weren't really watching. No, that's the real problem.
Even when he debuted in NXT,
man, he was over.
Like there, and then you bring in Zelina, someone who can talk for him.
Yeah.
It made magic. They worked so well together, honestly. And I mean, like, Zelina's always been great on the mic. She just never really had that run where, as being a single opponent or anything like that, where she's able to give you or showcase her mic skills, because she always had to speak for somebody else versus speaking for herself.
That's
so
true.
Now that she's in this mode where she's able to speak for herself, she's able to read everybody, and nobody out there is kind of touching her on the mic. Trish is great, don't get me wrong, but Zelina, she's definitely top tier when it comes to promos. And
she knows how to articulate her expression.
She does.
Everybody can't do that.
No,
it takes work. Becky, of course, she didn't say anything. Girl, like literally, she said nothing, and I like that because Becky. Let's just be honest. In this ring right now, Becky is at the top of that list, number one over Trish. I don't care what no one says. I don't care. Trish was not the star that Becky Lynch has become in no capacity. She was very over, a great entity. Becky Lynch is going to go down as one of the biggest women in WWE, period. But of course, Trish grabs the mic because, I mean, who doesn't want to hear Trish talk? You know, that's the one thing that she can do. So you want to hear her talk. She calls out Zelina in a sense, but her really big focus
was Lynch.
Rebecca. And she says, are you going to be man enough to say thank you, Trish? And of course, Becky being Becky, we know how this ends.
Yeah. She didn't choose, but then Zoey come in. Like, this would be like this is how it would be for, like, in a sense like this, like me and Nikki, right? Like, I'll be Trish and then Nikki will be like Zoey. Somebody come swinging me.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
And he's gonna pop them. But I mean, I think with Zoey, I think mic skill, she's never been that great on the mic, to be honest. But when it comes to in-ring talent, you can't take away from that girl. Like, even when she had her injury or whatever, like, she came back ready to go. And like, I'm interested in seeing, like, I've seen all these women being in ladder matches, but I'm
not Trish.
Well, outside of Trish, I'm talking about outside of Trish. I'm talking about like people who are actually wrestling wise. But I'm talking about like everybody outside of Trish. I'm really interested in seeing Zoey though, because yes, Zoey has been in ladder matches, but Money in the Bank is very different from trying to get up there to, like, you know, win the championship type thing. But I'm interested in seeing what she does. I mean, hell, who knows? Trish might fucking win if you ask me.
Girl, I hope not.
But let me not put that in the universe. Let me not put that in the universe, because hey, she could do something that person who was laughing could do. But anyway, in a sense,
was Sasha ever in a?
Yeah, she was in
like one.
She was in. I think she was in 2. Because in the other time she was always champion. So
yeah, because I know she wasn't in the first one.
She may have been in one, or maybe
she wasn't in the first one.
But I think she was. I know she was in one of them.
And she wasn't in the one. I don't think she was in the one Bayley won, I think. Yeah. I don't remember her being in others. But you know, it is, while we're here though, it is funny because y'all never let Sasha win the Money in the Bank. And we don't know why. We don't know what happened.
Her last name was Banks. Like what? It's right Sasha there. Banks. It's right. It's literally written right there.
That is just so weird.
The marketing, like, just got put in the trash can.
She could have did a whole green era.
Literally. With this damn briefcase.
Oh, okay. I do remember that one too.
Yeah.
I think Amber Moon was still. I think they both were in Bayley's.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Amber did
But
get I know,
of course, it ends in a brawl. But here's the thing, and I really hate it. I really hate that Becky did this because I can be very superstitious.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think this is like, like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Becky, you touched it. I don't think you're going to win it. And you were my pick. Becky's like, well, sorta. We'll get into it a little more in the predictions because we're giving 6 women. There's 6 women. We're gonna do at least 2 or 3 predictions, depending on timing. But that was the one Bliss one.
Mercedes.
There it is.
And Trinity out of the Money in the Bank pack because like Trinity was in all of them. Majority of them, Trinity was in there. And like it's gonna be real interesting seeing like Natty not being a part of the women's Money in the Bank because she's been in like what. She's like
all of them.
You know, so I don't know. But.
After Becky walked to the back, she was confronted by Rhea Ripley and simply told Rhea, "You are a main event side piece." And I can't lie, Rhea, she ate you. She gave it to you, girl. Like I can't disagree with that. I don't know what's going on with Rhea, but you're in the men's business too much. You're over there in the men's locker room too much, Rhea. It's time to defend. Put this title on someone who's going to defend. These last, like, playing around with Natalya and doing all this, and then you attack her, girl, you need some real competition, Rhea. Like, I like you and everything, but I'm not going to lie. I hope you get cashed in on. And I hope it's not unsuccessful, but we'll see. We also saw a brief interview with Melo ahead of his match, and he also talked about preparing for his match tomorrow night with Baron Corbin. Now, he defends his NXT championship tomorrow night against Baron Corbin on the second and final edition of NXT Gold Rush. And then, of course, here is Becky and Rhea, where Becky told her that she was a main event side piece. Damn, girl, that shit is crazy.
She need to fix those kneecaps. She better go where Ray and Dominic go to get their knees fixed. I gotta say about that.
We also had a match between Sami Zayn and Gunther, and as much as Sami was trying to get the win, couldn't make it happen, Lord. But after the match, a little beatdown happened, and then here comes Riddle, who seemed to be doing terrible with that damn crutch. He always trying to save somebody.
Well, he ain't got nothing else to do.
I just think he should mind his business. Some people just mind.
I mean, well, he did get jumped earlier, Nikki.
I mean, he did, but he could have waited till they got to the back.
No. These are his guys. These are his friends. He's gonna
for now,
he's gonna try to assist him in any kind of way.
Terrible. We also seen another really good backstage promo with Otis, Chad, and Maxine. It seems like Chad is putting Otis through not a boot camp, but just getting ready for the big one. I think they're going to be tag team champions on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't Pretty Deadly on SmackDown?
Yeah, they're on SmackDown.
Okay. That's probably why we didn't hear from him. And of course, we see Natalya, and I don't know what's going on, but she's very adamant about her legacy. She says no one will take away or eliminate, was her words, her legacy and what she's done in this company. And I think she's going to take someone out of that Money in the Bank match. I really, truly do. She also called out Rhea. You said what?
It's going to be like Nikki Bella for Survivor Series.
Yeah, she's going to take out Trish. And then Zoe's going to be like, oh my God, I have to go win it for Trish. And Zoe wins. But no, I don't know. I think she needs to. But she also did call out Rhea for a match next week.
Yeah.
She told her to show up fair and square because that punk ass shit you did last week, she said, I ain't hearing it. Because you know what it was? You know what it never was? That serious. Okay? Natalia, you're a legend. We love you here at Women's Wrestling Talk. Thank you for all that you do. We know you're going through a crisis.
Girl, just dye
You
your
won't
hair
even
red.
be in it.
Just dye
You
your
won't
hair
even
red
be in
Natty, and come back. That's all
Let
you
me tell
gotta
you
do.
something. When Charlotte Flair is in her 70s and she's taking titles off of Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne and the younger girls, I don't want to hear nothing.
I keep trying to tell you, nobody's gonna be able to hear anything, Nikki. We all gonna be deaf.
I did it, you bitch. Oh
Hey.
my God.
Natty,
Yeah.
listen, during that time, Natty was like, Natty's another person who's good on the mic too that don't get a lot of credit because she ate the fuck down on Nikki Bella when she talked about John Cena.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
So mixed
Of course, we had to get to this match. We have Carmelo versus Finn, girl. Lord. What do you do?
I don't know. Like, I mean, what can I'm here for everybody. I am here for everybody. But no lie though, this was a really, really good match.
Yeah.
These two, I thoroughly enjoyed it from beginning to end. I felt that Finn would win in a sense because he needs his momentum going into Money in the Bank wise as the main roster, but it would have been really shocking if Melo had won. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like I was saying, like I thought maybe this could have been like, I don't know, like a Shelton Benjamin Triple H kind of thing, where the same way Shelton Benjamin beat Triple H and everything when he came up to like onto the main roster or whatever. But yeah, like I was here for this match. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if Finn will show up tomorrow to interfere in his match with Baron, but sure.
And it actually would make sense. I just want to say you say you're the boat, so you're gonna take out the one that the people think is the most the biggest name. Trish is the biggest name. If she wants to make an impact, she's gonna take out Trish. Why would she take someone that wasn't in the business before her, which is literally everybody else
except for Trish?
Except for Trish. Why wouldn't you take out Trish? Has the numbers, so yeah,
there's a number.
And it would make me happy. So it makes sense.
Okay.
Finn gets the win here. I am nervous. I'm not worried about her cashing in on Charlotte though, because she wasn't successful then. She won't be successful now. But I'm telling you, WWE, if y'all have Trish beat Charlotte and Becky in the same year, that is nuts, dude.
I'm like, damn, what a 360 that would be.
That'd just be nasty as hell. I don't know. If she wins, she wins, honey. Santana will be here by herself for this post show.
For what?
For the post show.
For Money in the Bank.
If Trish win,
hey, listen. Whatever happens, I did not have any control over that. By no means necessary. So
I can't do it. I can't sit through a Money in the Bank post show and have to talk about Trish winning.
Girl.
Ugh.
I think you'd be perfectly fine. You come in afterwards.
Hopefully it's the first match.
It probably will be, actually.
It probably will. Becky is a big name. She's bigger. But if she takes out Becky, she could also take out Bayley because Bayley's already won.
That is true.
And then that gives Iyo a chance to shine. Shotzi still could take out somebody because she won in her bout. Anything is possible. We've seen it in Money in the Bank. We've seen it in wrestling before. We've seen it in Royal Rumble. We've seen people get taken out.
Natty gonna pull up Brock Lesnar.
That's gonna be great.
Natty's gonna pull up Brock Lesnar.
Could you imagine like Natty coming through and like F5ing Trish in the back?
Trish is on top of the top of the ladder, about to grab the briefcase. And then Natalya comes out, and then she like knocks Trish off the ladder and then wins.
That was great. I know people hated that, but Brock winning was everything.
I was just like, Brock, come on. Like, and Mustafa Ali had to be on the end sick of that shit.
Shit, y'all said that about Brock.
That shit was This was crazy as hell.
Hilarious. And then we see this is Cody's dog, right?
Yeah. This is Fora.
This is so cute.
I'm like, this is the most American shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Cody's been getting a lot of interviews lately before main events and stuff. So, he's just still proclaiming that he's going to beat the hell out of Dominic. And the dog's name's Pharaoh. Thank you, Jeffrey. And then, of course, we get to the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. They had a great match. And then, of course, Rhea and Dominic coming to the defense. No Finn, though, which was very interesting. Cody wins, and then obviously Judgment Day stands tall after Cody was attacked. Man, just a lot with Cody. Like, Cody gonna have to call the legacy, honey.
Randy need to be.
They need to add. Could you imagine them bringing it back and then adding Matt Cardona?
Oh wow. I mean, hey, Matt Cardona does, would like to make his return to WWE. I mean, he's talked about it on multiple occasions. So I mean, like,
yeah,
it would be interesting.
It would be. And that was the end for Monday Night Raw. A lot happened, a lot of good stuff. But now it is time for us to get into some predictions for Money in the Bank, which will be happening in London Saturday, this Saturday. And we will be doing a post show for that. But before we get into all those matches, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back here at Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Hey peeps, TK Trinidad here, boss lady of Women's Wrestling Talk. And I want to say thank you so much for watching, because you've got millions of options. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharing your password to check us out. But while you're here, hopefully you know we have so many more shows to watch, like Turnbuckle Glam, Raw Post Show, WoW Post Show, AEW Dynamite Post Show, Women's Wrestling Army Post Show, NXT Post Show, Impact Wrestling Post Show, AEW Rampage and SmackDown Live Post Show, On the Scroll, ROH Post Show, WWT Live, plus all of our interviews with the hottest women's wrestlers in the game. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website at www.talkpod.com and follow us on all social media platforms at www.talkpod, and make sure to spread the word. That means send this to the group chat. Yes, even the person with the green bubble. Thanks again so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Oh, San Juan, Puerto Rico. ¿De qué quieren hablar?
Nice. Bro.
Yeah, for Cody.
I still lose my shit every time I see that damn video. Like,
it's crazy, right?
I loved it. They need to go to more Spanish-speaking countries so that Cody Rhodes can speak it.
That's it. First up, speaking of Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, he will be taking on Dominic, representing the Judgment Day. And this is tricky, because of course you say you want to be like, okay, Cody Rhodes definitely wins, but then you think about it, and it's just like, well, Dominic has Rhea, Damian, maybe Finn, because we don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. So that's a lot, but we're going to do our predictions. You guys make sure you play at home and give us your predictions as well. And if you're listening, we want your predictions. You can just put them in the comments on your favorite podcast. Let's get some music going, man.
I don't think you sound like Chris Jericho when you said that.
Fozzy.
Oh, God. My eyes like itching like crazy. This is the same. Yeah, I'm ready. But this is the same music they be using for AEW's media scrums.
This?
Yes. Like they had it. Like you have to go back and watch like one of their old ones, but they use this same song for their media scrum. Like when they have everybody waiting, this song is playing.
Oh wow! Oh, that's a good one. Joseph, that's a good point.
That's true.
That is a good ass point.
Hell, they could be two matches.
Cody, two Cody, two Cody, two Cody, three Cody.
That is true. That is true. That is very true because their match is supposed to be happening at SummerSlam. And SummerSlam is the next event following Money in the Bank.
Ooh. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm
Three, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
What a black king.
I can't bet against a black king now. We also have a one-on-one match where the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended. It hasn't been defended yet on a pay-per-view, has it?
No, it hasn't. Okay,
because he won it on the last one, I would guess.
Yeah. He only had 2 title defenses, so it was.
Well, NXT counts kinda, but it's not a pay-per-view.
The first one was Damian though. So.
Yeah. Well, no, I know the first one. I'm saying, my question was, has he ever defended it on a pay-per-view? And I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't. Yeah. This would be the first one.
No, I remember when he first defended it. He's only had like what, 3 or 4. Whatchamacallit? But Seth Rollins defends against Finn Balor. This is a match that is 7 years in the making. 7 years. Who y'all got? We got one Seth. We got one Finn, but via disqualification, which is very interesting. Judgment Day could mess this up for him.
It could be a cash in.
That's true too.
But it also depends on where this match is placed, though, because of course we already kind of figured out that this is not going to be the main event. So they're going to probably place this somewhere. It really depends though, because like it depends on where they place it.
It could still be the main event though.
I don't know, because they got the whole bloodline shit, so they'll end up having their bloodline shit is going to be the main event.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Like
there's might open the show and then the Money in the Bank for the women.
Yeah, but they normally always start with the women, but they could change it.
They might. But there's no other women's match on the card.
Yes, it is.
Who?
The tag team match.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? 3, 2, 1. There it is. Will it be Seth or will it be Finn? We will find out on Saturday.
I'm going with Finn Balor. Nikki is going with Seth Rollins.
This is a dumbass render of riddle. We also have a one-on-one match. It doesn't say, but I'm guessing he's defending his championship.
Let me make sure though, because I wish they had it up there, but they didn't.
I'm sure he's gonna defend, but either way, I mean,
we already kind of know what the outcome is gonna be. Yeah, it's an Intercontinental Championship match, so he's put title on the line.
The 4 Horsewomen are not defending. Like, what the hell?
He's talking about like Ronda.
I know what, like, but it's only 2 of them. Jessica and the other one ain't even here.
Well,
Marina.
I don't know. It's just them.
Chaos and Power is crazy.
Jeffrey, like Joseph, be having all these names for these people that don't need their names at all. He be having all these names for people that don't
is funny as hell.
I just be laughing.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not betting against that man right now.
Yeah, me neither.
Unless it's Dragunov that faces him, then I definitely have a conversation.
There it is. We move on to the Bloodline Civil War. Roman and Solo will face off with the Usos. No title, just family. Just family. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I tell you what, these last couple weeks with this has been really good. It really has. I appreciate the story. If y'all not gonna take the title off Roman, there's no sense of defending. He's not a defending champion. He's a
holder.
I don't even know. He reminds me of like an empire and like a empress that just sits on the
this is the third match.
Throne, like, and just sits on the throne and just like if he's so powerful like Thanos or some shit, like he's so powerful that even if you try to take his kingdom, it's just not gonna work. He's to the point, he's so on God mode that he doesn't even have to defend. Like it's really not at first I felt like it was an issue, but it's really not even an issue anymore because who is really gonna like no one can defeat Roman Reigns at this moment. Like y'all are literally going to have to like do it like David and Goliath versus like something like that because no one's gonna defeat him. Like no one. 3, 2, 1. I'm just here. It's crazy. I think the Usos might win though. We also have 7 people now in the men's Money in the Bank, which makes me wonder. After how things go on Friday, I'm very curious to see if anything transpires with the women, but we'll get to that later. We have Damian Priest, we have Butch, we have Santos, we have LA Knight, Shinsuke, we have Logan Paul, and we also have Ricochet. So with this one, we're gonna give 3. We're gonna give 3 picks. We're gonna start with our first pick. No, we can just do 2. We can do 2. We're gonna give our top 2 picks of the night. All right.
This is hard. This is difficult, honestly.
Well, you get 2, so.
Yeah, but even that 2 is still difficult.
Well.
I can't even think of my second one, to be honest.
Well, we can just do the first one now. 3, 2, 1. I want to say that no one has a chance like LA Knight, but this is Money in the Bank, so the odds are pretty even. But they would be stupid not to put it on LA Knight. I'm sorry. There's no one else. None of these other men are as deserving as LA Knight, in my opinion. And it's only because when you're so over with the crowd, you have to have that momentum. No one cheers. There's not been a reaction like LA Knight. LA Knight is literally like on a stone cold level when it comes to the crowd. And they would be stupid not to put it on him. But anything's possible. They've done some stupid shit before. So listen, it is what it is. We also have our second pick. This is a toss-up for me, honestly, because okay. And let us know. You can make your picks as well at home. We got Jake in LA. We got Escobar. Yeah, like we don't hate that man by no means. He has, but he also falls short in the wins. It's almost like Damian is put there to look good and make others look good, but then he loses. And he's been involved in like 2 or 3 main events in the past couple months. And then they just, great.
LA Knight has been losing too, though.
Who?
You know, like LA Knight be losing some of his matches.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they give it to Logan Paul, that'll be just.
I'll laugh.
That would be just like.
Because I don't care that bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, it wouldn't piss me off. if they gave it to him, like being the next person, because it just y'all signed him, and these companies and endorsements are looking for y'all to utilize him. Mm-hmm. So it could go to him, but
he will give them clips that they're looking for, like most definitely, of course.
Definitely. 3, 2, 1. And that's why I'm going with him. Logan Paul, y'all. And that is it for the men's. We also have a tag team match with the women, as we discussed before. Shayna and Ronda will be defending their championships against the former champions, Liv and Raquel, who technically never lost their titles. Great story. Cry me a river. I think, like, it sucks that it happened the way it did, but I think they were going to lose. They weren't even supposed to, like, let's just be honest. Raquel and Liv weren't even supposed to become champions. So,
to be honest, it just happened because of the fact of started with Becky and Trish feud. That's it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. I love their render though.
I actually like Ronda's eye makeup, and I don't have a problem with Shayna's either. I just feel like Shayna's is playing on with her gear.
Good Lord. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we have the women's Money in the Bank. Our participants are as follows: Iyo Sky, Trish Stratus, Zoey Stark, Bayley, Zelina Vega, and Becky Lynch. We're going to do 2 picks. So, oh, Jeffrey, don't be sad. Those titles are in the best hands they could be in right now. I actually started to like Ronda. I'm gonna lie. You lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania? Big ups. You probably gave Charlotte one of her worst matches ever. So. No, I take that back. Trish.
I was like, you sure about
Trish at SummerSlam. That's the worst match Charlotte has ever had to face through. Trish and Charlotte and Ronda just don't have chemistry.
Eddie, you are feeling me. I'm telling you right now.
Don't tease me, Nikki.
Stop going to show me.
I love this so much.
Please.
I should have looked at it. I hate that she did.
God.
I hate that Becky touched it, but 3, 2, 1. Becky is still my vote. Zelina is a good one. Zelina is a great one. Okay.
I feel like Trish and Zoey are gonna do whatever they can to try to stop. Like, there's gonna be so much interaction and shit going on. Trish and Zoey are gonna be trying to stop Becky from winning. Bayley and Iyo are gonna get fucking into it because Bayley wants to win again, but I think Iyo definitely deserves opportunity. Then that leaves Zelina Vega in a goddamn open because she really ain't got beef with nobody. So
this the one.
I think if they give it to if they choose to give it to Bayley, I don't know what can happen because Bayley has been taking loss after loss after loss for a while now.
Yeah,
honestly,
all of them have.
So, I mean,
Iyo.
Like,
yeah. 3, 2.
Oh shit! I didn't put my second person.
All right.
I'm just busy talking. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tomorrow, I definitely agree. I can't bet against the 4 by no means. Becky and Bayley have paved the way that Trish thought she started a long time ago. She didn't. You didn't birth these wrestlers, Trish. Not to take away from anything you brought to this company, but you did not birth the wrestlers. You know who you did birth? People like Candice Michelle. People like the Bella Twins. People like that. But when it comes to the 4 horsewomen, you're not touching a candlelight to those women. When it comes to wrestling, in the ring combat. So Trish, if you win, congratulations. It'll be a good luck on your resume. First ladder match for Trish, so making history there too. But I do think that this should go to someone who can really benefit off of this, and I think Zelina probably. Zelina's the best call in my opinion. If I just had to go off of like who I would just give it to versus a prediction, I think Zelina would be I think she's the big choice. Zoey's the big choice too, but she's also connected to Trish. I can't trust her.
Yeah, so. But I also like for me, like with my two, Zelina and Iyo, I feel like not to take anything away from Zoey either though, because Zoey is, you know, new upcoming with the main roster and everything. Yeah. But I feel like with Iyo and then like with Zelina, they would definitely benefit more than Becky and Bayley or even Trish. Why is it that? Because I mean, this is Becky, this is the last thing she has to do, basically. Versus Bayley, who's already had an opportunity. She's already had her cash in. She's already had her moment. You know what I'm saying?
But that still could help Iyo. Her winning could.
But how would that help Iyo when it's Bayley that won it?
Because Iyo could get jealous, and then she could challenge Bayley for the briefcase and win it. Yeah. So even with Bayley winning, it still benefits Iyo because it builds the momentum of them getting jealous. Same with Iyo. If Iyo wins, it benefits Bayley because it still could thrive their beef, and it could make them separate, or it could make them, you know, they've obviously been having issues. So either way, I do feel like it's the same with Trish. If Trish wins, Zoey benefits. Zoey wins, Trish benefits. Zelina and Becky are the only ones really standing on their own in this match. Honestly, something has to happen to explode this feud between Zelina and Bayley, unless they just attack each other and they just duke it out.
But I feel like if it does cause tension between them within the match, it's going to cost them to not even win.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
I don't really know about Trish and Zoey though, because like we haven't seen any tension between them. They've been working together perfectly fine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Versus with Iyo and Bayley, they've been losing matches or having a lot of issues and things like that, which could cause them to have that miscommunication within the Money in the Bank ladder match. You know what I'm saying? Versus with like Trish and Zoey, or I mean Zelina and Becky being alone. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Bayley wins. Iyo still can benefit. She definitely can still get the rub off, and I think there's a lot of different connections that we'll see. I think even Zelina and Becky are probably going to end up working together. Trish and Zoey are going to do everything to stop everyone, but maybe this could be the end of Trish and Zoey. Maybe this could just have been something that they were doing. Maybe this makes Zoey like a breakout star where she, you know, Trish is trying to tell her to win, or Zoey wins and then Trish gets jealous and she's like, well, who helped you, or blah blah blah. I think there just needs to be the division is a little dry with feuds right now. Yeah. So I think that this needs to create at least some feuds in a sense.
Well, I say that if Bayley does win, she's not going to be successful.
She may or may not be.
Like she's not, because Iyo could cost her that opportunity.
That's also true. That could happen too. Iyo could get the briefcase. If they were smart, they would let Bayley win and then Iyo, you know, challenge for it, and then that could still be a thing. Like that could still be someone getting cost. Like Iyo could cost Bayley, and then Bayley turn around and cost Iyo. Like it can go so many multiple different ways. That's why I said, even if Iyo doesn't necessarily win it and it's Bayley and vice versa, they both benefit some way or another. They're going to be able to come out of it on top, whether they win or lose. Like they're going to be able to build something off of that with one of them winning, to be honest. I don't know if Carmella's the only 2-time winner, technically.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna want to run that back or not, but I'm really hoping Becky wins. I know, it would be nice for someone else to win, blah 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 blah, all that, but I don't care. It is what it is. It's always about history. Y'all don't complain about Trish when she does it, so don't complain about Becky when she does it.
I think Nikki froze.
Okay.
No, you just froze a bit. I can hear you now, but you just froze a bit.
But yeah, Becky's been in the game. Becky deserves just as much as everyone else. It doesn't matter if you won this or won that. It doesn't matter. Y'all played this with Charlotte. So don't come up with these stories like, oh, Becky's had this. Okay, who cares? Like, she still deserves to win just like everybody else. So she might have. If Becky does win, I think it's deserving, and I think it just adds to the resume. And no one suffers. All of these women have really been shining. All of these women are protected by something, whether they win or lose. So I think it's going to be good, honestly.
And then again, our predictions could be wrong too, though, because with Money in the Bank, especially the ladder match itself, there's so much shit that could happen.
Yeah.
And things could change too, though.
Flights
that also could play a big part. Like
people can miss flights.
People could return. People could pop up and in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
We still have Asuka versus Charlotte.
That is true for Friday. So
that could play a part.
That is true. So like I have absolutely no idea, but I'm really excited for this year's Money in the Bank. Like I think that both crop of men and women that are competing, it's gonna be a banger of a match. Whoever wins, I think that it's gonna be great. Honestly, I feel like this year's Money in the Bank is gonna be so different from the past ones. Yeah, in a sense, because I just think it's gonna be great from start to finish. Like WWE has not been disappointed with their pay-per-views.
Not at all. We will be tuned in on Saturday, and then you'll have a post show following after. Make sure you check out all the shows here at Women's Wrestling Talk, and of course, this has been the Monday Night Raw post show, including your Money in the Bank predictions as well. You can follow and Google Santana. Make sure you spell it correctly, and then you can find me on Twitter as well. You can also check out the website at www.talkpod.com. You can follow us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the good social medias. And again, for those who are listening at home, thank you for tuning in to us and listening at your favorite spot to get your podcast. Other than that, we will be back on Thursday night for Impact Wrestling. And we thank you for tuning in with us here at Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Yeah.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show